What is going on, guys? Today we are looking at Team of the Year Trent. We are going to be finishing off the final few players that we got. I think we got Trent, Neuer and Ramos to do today, and then obviously we will have a look at a couple of informs later on as well. Hopefully we can get a few out because we do have a Neymar, but we do have the Team of the Years already pre-done and ready to go out. Team of the Year Trent, 94 rated. Let's get into the review. So with Trent then, obviously he's a 3-star, 4-star, skill moves to weak foot. He is a high attacking, medium defensive, right-footed 5'11 player. He, again, I feel like he was probably one of the main choices in terms of right back for Team of the Year. I don't think there was really a massive selection of choice. Obviously, I think Kimmich, if he did play more right back, could have been in with the stand compared, but obviously he is more of a CDM now, and obviously is a cracking rating, which we've already completed, and we are close to finishing all 11 Team of the Year. Into Trent's stats then, well, first off, he's got some traits. We've got early crosser, and then there's long passer, long shot taker, and then the final two are for computer AI, so we mainly just have that crosser. In terms of stat wise then, 92 pace, 89 acceleration, 95 sprint speed, not bad at all. For a right back, pace is always quite an important one. Obviously you are coming up against a lot of left and right wings that will burn you for pace. So if you've got a slow left or right back, more than likely they're going to utilize that to their advantage and just beat you every single time. Trent doesn't allow that. He's kind of very forward thinking as well, very much an attacking sort of player, and I feel like I enjoyed him more last year than I did this year, especially in Team of the Year version. Personally, we managed to get him untradeable quite quickly last year, which was always nice. But in terms of kind of like his animations and how he plays this year, I just feel like there is not necessarily better, but in terms of animation and how he plays overall, I kind of like my Zambrata more, and that's pretty much half the price, to be honest. Obviously, it's a lot less in rating, but I think Carlos Alberto will definitely still win as the best right back in the game, in my opinion. We have got 91 composure on him, 93 reactions, 83 agility balance. Obviously the defense is pretty solid throughout. Heading accuracy is only 80, but again, right back, left back, I'm quite happy to drop the heading as much because I don't feel like there's a massive amount of time spent in the air for Trent. If you are playing him as like a DM or something kind of more in the center, then maybe yes, I would like that a little bit more. But because he is kind of more right back and that's where he stays, I'm absolutely fine with just mainly having them big boy defensive stats. Physical wise, 74 strength, not the greatest in the world. Obviously he's got decent aggression and fantastic stamina, but bar from that, his passing, 10 out of 10 obviously, and the chem star people are looking for is that anchor. Turns him into a 97 right back. Now that's a pretty good stat right there. We've got 97 pace off it, 96 defending, and 90 physical. So let's jump into some gameplay and see what Trent can do. So coming into some gameplay for Trent then, obviously he's a very quick turner, very quick defender. We see him kind of going outside of his kind of position, moving into the centre. It came from across, managing to get that block in, and again we see the lovely run there. It's the one thing that you want to be utilising with him is his beautiful runs. Personally not the greatest ball in the world, but again that is down to then your ability rather than the computer, because he makes them darting runs. He's absolutely fantastic at it and really will put a shift in when it comes to going for them. And again, it all depends on what you want to do in terms of that shot, but we try to get it across. We are trying to get a messy goal there just to kind of see how he is and kind of play with him for the first time in a long time. But in terms of Trent, we see him constantly battling and winning the ball back. Yes, the strength wise is not amazing, but in terms of his aggression to get the ball back is absolutely phenomenal. Really good, and he manages to do the tackles. We see here again, he's coming up against Messi this time. Defensive error made him kind of come across too soon. All we did is bring him back, and his pace outweighed everything there. And then again, nice through ball into Figo. Unfortunately, the touch probably should have been to turn around rather than carry on forward. And constantly we're trying to see what his passing's like, trying to get him through on goal, get the assists, and then also try what he's like in terms of attacking as well. See what his shooting's like, see what his crossing's like, and that's pretty much all I want to see with Trent. How good is he at actually moving forward with the ball as well as actually defending? That is the main thing for him personally for me. So if we do go into the overall, as you can see, 1.1 mil on the Xbox, 1.27 on the PlayStation. They were 1.15 and 1.3 not long, probably about 10 minutes ago. And honestly, they are kind of fluctuating at the moment. And I can imagine when the whole 11's in, he more than likely will drop from a 1.1 on the Xbox down to at least a mil. I can imagine it just to happen because it normally is right back, left back. If it weren't for being Alfonso and being a new left back this year, I feel like he probably would be less. But I think Alfonso definitely, again, will drop at some point. And then obviously Neuer would be the cheapest because he technically is the easiest to pack, which we actually have packed him, which is pretty cool. But that's not the point. In terms of kind of like stats and everything, I think it's wonderful. We do whack the anchor on him, and as you can see, we get a nice 97 right back there. Lovely pace, great defending, physicals are nice, passing's absolutely exquisite. Even dribbling, to be honest, if you kind of take away the fact that it's a team of the year and look at him as a card, that is incredible dribbling still. He's got great reactions on ball control, lovely composure. Yes, the balance and agility is getting up there, but it's still a brilliant card nonetheless. Then we have the 4-star weak foot and the 3-star skill moves. Again, I'm not really too fussed that he can't do a Rabona or do a Berber spin every 5 minutes with a right back, but it's always nice to have if you do. It's a nice optional. But then taking a look at his generations then. So obviously we have had him, well, he's 22 years old, FIFA 17, managed to get a silver. In FIFA 18 he managed to get himself, I think it's a team at a knockout stage or team at a group stage. Then he went from that to a 78 rated right back where he blew the water off it. An in-form, future star, into team of the season, and then into his first 83 card. Then we managed to get 2 informs, a shapeshifter, player of the month, team of the year, team of the season. Then this year, again, we've got an 87 version of him, an 88 team of the group stage, and a 94 team of the year. He's had a wonderful career so far. Obviously, in terms of Liverpool teammates, you've got the big boy Virgil sitting next to him, another great link. We saw it last year. Then you've got Salah as the kind of link outwards. You then go with like maybe a centre mid. You go with a Freeze Firmino. You could go with a Fabinho as a centre back if you really wanted. Obviously, Wijnaldum's a road to the final. Henderson's got an inform. You could even bring Firmino back and put him as a CDM instead and swap him in game. Plenty of links for this man. And then even if you went to the English side of it, there is so many cards you can go with. There's just absolutely a ton worth of what you can actually use with him and utilize him with. Obviously Sancho in the Bundesliga. You then have who else is in different leagues? You've got David Beckham in La Liga as well, to be honest. You've obviously got a replacement you could have in Tavernier if you didn't want to use Trent. You have got a Milner, in fact, as a showdown if you completed that card. And then you've got someone like Mason Mount, Maddison, obviously Trippier's in his position as well. Plenty of players to choose from. And obviously I've gone with Virgil as the link. And personally for me, I'd say Tavernier, Zambrotta, Walker, Bellerin's milestone card, they're going to be the ones that could replace this card if you don't get him untradeable. For me, I probably wouldn't go out and buy him, but definitely if he was untradeable, I'd be using him. I think he's worth it in terms of coins, untradeable wise, but in tradable terms, I don't think I'd pay 1.1 mil. I think I would much prefer going for something like a Carlos Alberto, even though that's Roberto Carlos. Let's have a look and see if we can find him, because obviously this card especially, it's coming in roughly the same sort of price. Yes, the stat wise are pretty similar, or I think even Trent's probably a hell of a lot better in terms of overall stats. I just think Carlos Alberto is the meta right back, if that kind of makes sense. He's just very good at what he does, even though I think Trent in terms of stats absolutely blows him out of the water. But again, it's all down to preference. Obviously the icon can link anybody, so you could go with literally anybody you want to link. You could even put him at left back on 7chem and have him linked to Neymar. It's always a choice in mind, but hopefully you did enjoy this video. Let me know down below what you think, and have you packed a team of the year yet? Let me know down below. Make sure you like and subscribe. Let's see you for the next one. Peace.